The theme for the dark world. 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 To those of you who have no idea where I got this from, check the link down below. Seriously, you're gonna love it. You will not regret this whatsoever. You are seriously gonna love it. Trust me. Anyway, hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we went to the Lost Woods and pulled out the Master Sword. However, Zelda got kidnapped, so we raided Hyrule Castle for a second time. And so we reached Aghanim, and we were too late in saving Zelda because he transported her to the Dark World, and so we tried to stop him, and so he transported us, which is a dick move if you ask me. In this episode, now that we are in the Dark World, we are, well, we're not exactly going to try to go to the first dungeon, because, well, you know, we're going to take a look around, just for a little bit, well, you know, parts of it. And yes, you really do want to make sure you have the Moon Pearl, because if you do not have it, then you will stay stuck as a bunny rabbit. Well, the Tricks rabbit. The silly rabbit. But if you have it, then you'll retain this form, so just make sure you have the Moon Pearl. Because, yeah, just not having it with you, then you'll be like, ooh, oh, well. Yeah. But, anyways. Gotta say, though, this really is a catchy track right here. I mean, it's no wonder we had that lovely acapella from a certain Dave Ballmer that we all know and love. But yeah, like I said, you really gotta listen to the song. You're gonna love it, really. But in all seriousness, though, I really do love this track. But that's besides the point. Now that we are in the Dark World, that means new enemies. And let me just say here, the enemies in the Dark World are tough. Like, seriously, they are tougher. Well, a couple of them are not that much of a threat, but they still deal quite a fair amount of damage. But seriously, though, you're going to want to be careful, though, because they're pretty tough. So, now that we have a lot of new enemies in the Dark World, that means I'm going to go over a lot of them. So, that enemy we just now defeated, that was a stall. Yeah, they're literally just called stalls. Well, we've encountered them before, but I never mentioned the name of it, but that's what they're called, yeah. Well, the first time we went in the Dark World, which was in Death Mountain. Oh, yeah, and because of that, you're also going to want to visit any shop you can find and pick up some red potions, because, trust me, you're going to need red potions. Or blue potions, for that matter, but you know, if you couldn't see them, then you might as well just pick up red potions. So anyways, oh yeah, by the way, first things first, I apologize if, I sound a little bit sick here. Like, my nose is a bit clogged up, so it kind of does sound like it, but, I mean, I'm not wholly sick, but, I mean, I am allergic to pollen, like I think I mentioned before. But yeah, I do want to apologize for that, so, it may sound like I'm sick, but yeah, that's what it is, because, you know, because of all the pollen, so. Anyway, I've rambled on too much here. Well, actually, we're going to be running into something. But, anyway, I still want to go over to the, go over the enemies here, so. Anyways, so, starting with, yeah, I'm showing off the, Dark World map, but anyway, enough talking here. Starting with, those enemies that kind of resemble the Octoroks, those are called the Slayrocks. Slayrocks, or however you pronounce them. I'll just go, for Slayrocks. They're exactly the same as the Octoroks in the Light World, so there's just no other description given. They're just the Dark World variations of the Octoroks. Well, in fact, some of the enemies are kind of like their own variants for the enemies in the Light World, between the Light World and the Dark World. And this guy right here, that kind of resembles a sea anemone, or, well, an anemone of sorts. That is a Tapo, I think it was. I think it was a Tapo. Or no. No, I don't think that was it. Hang on a sec, I gotta look this up again, because I kinda forgot the name. If my mouse would work, because I wanted to see the full history when I got back to the, okay, here it is. Let's see, enemies in Link to the Past. Oh yeah, I know I'm kinda missing out right here for what we're kinda seeing, yeah, yeah, we just read the sign. It says, like, curses to anyone who throws, anything in Circle of Rocks. There here is the catfish. No, he is not going to curse us, don't worry. What he actually does instead is that, he gives you another one of those medallions, another one of those. We got the Ether Medallion, now we have the Quake Medallion. Its magic causes the ground to shake and defeats nearby enemies. And yeah, you do have to watch your magic meter, so... Anyways, let's see... Oh no, that was Ropa. Okay, that's right. Now I remember it was Ropa. That's what they're called. Yeah, so they're not that much of a threat. They still deal a fair amount of damage, but just not that much of a threat though. So, and another enemy that we encountered that was in the water. Those are called Koos. They are the those are also the Dark World variants of the Zoras. So, not much else to say about them. The common enemies that you'll run into, like the other variants of the soldiers, are the Moblins. So yes, we finally have our first encounter of the Moblins. Again, they're like the soldiers, but they're also a bit tougher, and they take away quite a bit of your health there. So yeah, you want to watch out for that. And those big buff enemies that throw bombs at you, those are called Hinox. And yeah, not only are they just tough in defense, like they also deal a lot of damage, but they are very high in defense. They take a lot of hits to kill, so you want to be careful with them, and you want to watch out for the way they throw their bombs at you. So seriously, you do want to be careful. And next up, the one enemy that came out for the bushes, that is a Taros. And they're also like the soldiers as well, the spear-wielding soldiers. So yeah, kind of like the Moblins, just, I mean, they're also pretty common, just as much as the Moblins as well. And I think, last but not least, there's probably the last enemy that I haven't covered yet. The one enemy that we saw that has those blue spikes, well, I guess say the blue grass... I guess you should say. Those are the Snapdragons. They're also, well... I guess, not as much of a pain. But they can also hop around, and... you want to make sure that you, get your attacks right. But again, they also deal, quite a lot of damage as well. They're also a bit more threatening in Link Between Worlds, where they actually just outright attack you and just chomp you. Oh, hey, there's the apples. Yeah, this is actually the first time we, like, ran into a tree, and then apples come out. Yeah, these guys right here. Those right there are the Snapdragons. I mean, they can be just a little bit annoying the way they just move around a lot, but again, they're still just, not... I mean, they're just pretty, quick to kill, so... I guess that's about it for the enemies right now. Yeah, quite a lot of them to go over since now we are in the Dark World, but yeah. So. Anyway, let's go right inside here and... oh, it's a piece of broccoli! Can I eat you, please? Oh, wait, no. No, it's actually everybody's favorite vegetable, though. To be honest, I actually kind of like broccoli, though. Well, I mean, as long as they're, like, flavored with garlic. That's when broccoli is the best, so... yeah, kind of a controversial opinion right there. Yeah, the Dark World, like... I haven't said much about, like... or much about the Dark World. It's kind of weird. I mean, like, you'll run into a lot of people, well, the NPCs, like... you know, usually, for what it's said, like, well, for one thing, this place used to be the Golden Land, well, which would later be called the Sacred Realm in later games. But, like, pretty much all the NPCs that you'll run into in the Dark World, oh, that's right. I forgot about this guy. That right there is a Dacto. And they're just like those, crows that we ran into in the Light World. Yeah, they're like that as well. They just fly off and they just, like, attack you first, but then they'll just fly off if you, don't kill them first. But yeah, pretty much a lot of the, NPCs in the Dark World, like, you know, because of what is reflected in their hearts when they enter the Dark World, they'll just take on different kind of form, or different kinds of forms. Like, they'll be either, well, broccoli, like like the guy we just encountered. They'll also be foxes, forest elves, even trees. Like, if it wasn't any indication enough that the trees kind of look like they have faces, yeah, even some of the NPCs can also be trees as well. Which we haven't run into yet, but we will one of these days. Well, just so I can show it off. So, anyway, after we get out of this shrubbery right here, well, this kind of maze, somehow this monkey decides to start follow us. So that's Kiki the monkey. And he is also very greedy for some reason. He wants your rupees. Yeah, that... Oh, nice. Real nice there. Yeah, you also want to be careful as well because if an enemy hits you, then he'll just run off like a little bitch. And then you'll have to go back over and just have him follow you again. Although, every time you do this, you have to pay him 10 rupees. So yeah, if you actually lose him, you have to go back, and then you have to pay him 10 more rupees, because he's that much of a greedy bastard. Ugh. What an ass. So, right over there is our first dungeon, which is the Dark Palace, but in order to go in there, you actually have to pay him 100 rupees for him to open the door. And you have to do that as well, because if you pick the other option, like, you know, just see if you can open it, then he just leaves you behind, he insults you, leaves you behind, and you can't do anything. And that is the only way you can enter the Dark Palace, is to give him 100 rupees and he'll open the door for you. So yes, this is literally a but thou must situation. Just by paying that asshole 100 rupees just to open up the Dark Palace. God, like, seriously though, what an ass. But anyways, so at least we did make it to the Dark Palace. That's what's important, and that's what we're going to do. Next time, let's play A Link to the Past. So, hang on, I think I gotta sneeze. Hang on. Well, actually, I'll just send another video. So, anyway, see you guys in the next episode.